Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex B and this is alexbewell. So for the last couple of days, for the last month, I have been struggling with a lot of anxiety, so much so where I haven't even really been able to leave the house. I'm feeling much better now though, and I just want to share some things to keep in mind when you are feeling anxious. And this is also a reminder for myself when I am feeling anxious to follow this advice. So I thought I would share some things that I learned in therapy and through other people's YouTube videos and through books that I've been reading on how to get through it. I think that a lot of us want a way around it, but I don't think there's a way around it. I think you have to go through the anxiety. That makes sense. Oftentimes when anxiety hits, I try to pretend that it's not actually happening. I'm just like, no, I'm fine, I'm great. Who's anxious? Not me, even though I am anxious. So my first tip, when you are feeling anxious, allow yourself to feel anxious. If you picture a beach ball and you are trying to hold that beach ball underwater, I mean, you can for a bit, and you're going to be using a lot of energy to keep that beach ball underwater, but eventually it's going to come up. A lot of the times it comes out in a weird way, like when I couldn't find the Raid because there's ants in my kitchen and I started crying. So it's usually gonna come out in a way that you don't want it to come out. But what I'm saying is, when you feel anxious, admit to yourself that you are feeling anxious and get out your feelings in a more healthy way, such as journaling. That's my favorite way. That's the way that I kind of talk to myself to figure out what's going on in here. Talking to a friend, talking to a therapist, just getting what's in here out at the appropriate time and in a healthy way. And just keep in mind, what we resist persists. So if you're feeling anxious, just get it out. Just get it out of you. Admit to yourself that this is what is happening in the moment. And once you're feeling anxious, don't judge yourself for feeling that way. That brings me into my second point. Oftentimes we label our feelings and emotions as good or bad. Usually we would say like anger, sadness, anxiety is a bad feeling, whereas happy, excited, and friendly, is friendly an emotion? Happy, excited, and you know, you figured it. Good emotion. So when we feel the bad feelings, we judge ourselves for it. We think that we should not be feeling that way. We often beat ourselves up for feeling that way, and that's not going to help anybody by beating yourself up over the fact that you are feeling a feeling, because feelings aren't good or bad. They're just part of the human experience. Like, if you were happy, you wouldn't be like, oh man,
I can't believe I'm happy. Why am I feeling happy? I shouldn't be happy right now.
You just allow yourself to feel it without judgment, because there's nothing wrong with feeling anxious. I think the fear is that oftentimes when we resist our anxiety, we're not only just resisting it, we're trying to cover it up. A lot of people will cover it up with drugs or alcohol, or sex, or numbing themselves watching Netflix. And that's not a healthy way. Those aren't healthy ways to deal with the anxiety. And I know it can be scary to confront your anxiety, but we just need to believe that we are strong enough to handle it, that we're strong enough to face our own emotions. So when I have anxiety or I'm feeling anxious, I know my thoughts are just going like 100 miles per hour. And usually it doesn't stop until I get to the worst situation possible and I am crying. So when we feel anxious, oftentimes it's a movie playing in our head of what we did wrong, why we're sucking at life, how we suck at everything, how everything's gonna end up being horrible, which isn't true. If you're playing a movie in your head that's a negative movie that's gonna end you to be in despair, practice trying to make that into a positive movie. So instead of asking, what if everything goes wrong? Try asking yourself, what if everything goes right? It's just these little changes that we can make to our mindset that makes a really big difference. And I know it sounds easier than done. It does take practice. Like I said, it was around a month of me pretty much just hiding away in my room, trying to numb my emotions, trying to hide from my emotions. I hope this video helped you in any sort of way. If you like this video, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. All right.